All right, next game we want to talk about is Dem Gettas versus UTF. Gettas are coming in off of a loss in 99, and UTF beat Untouchables in Untouchables' only game in the season before they dropped out. First things first, Ramsey has been on a historic streak. The guy had the ball 10 times and scored 10 times, 5 in each game. Now, obviously, we know that that's not something that you can keep going. That's something that's eventually you're going to get stopped.
And the proper word for that is insustainable.
Right. But at the end of the day, he's been playing great, regardless of how you look at it, even though it's not sustainable. You know he's been playing great. You got to give him that much.
So, and the thing about it is, me personally, I'm not going to gauge that and say anything as of yet because that's only 2 games. And the 2 teams that they played is not enough for us to say, okay, they were tested enough, to say, okay, they're the real deal. I haven't seen that yet. This game that's coming up that they have to play against Dem Gettas, I think that's going to be their first test this season, and we get to see how effective Ramsey can be against a team that can be looked at as a contender.
And now on the other side, Dem Gettas, it's hard to say they contend. This team's 0-2.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to jump and say they contender. They won one game where they had Hood throwing, and the other game they had another quarterback. Peter was throwing.
Yeah.
They get their quarterback back, though. Reggie's here. Mm-hmm. This is their starting quarterback. This is the guy who took them to a championship a few years ago. So they definitely got their starter, their main course of it. But they're missing their leader, their general. Hollywood is not here.
Yeah.
This team is so different when Hollywood is here compared to when he's not. This team has a lot of talent. The question is, I think they're getting lost in the shuffle as people are not really keen on saying that this team is a real contender.
But my thing is, like I said, with so many teams so far, it's hard to gauge everybody because beginning of the season, everybody hasn't really been here.
Right.
So for us to say, okay, this is how this team is going to play regardless. So even Dem Gettas, I can't really gauge them yet. This pretty much for me would be the first game observing them at their near full squad, not counting Hollywood, if they can, show that they can compete or not.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. Reggie's going to get the ball. He's going to throw to Ralph in the gap for a nice game. After getting the first down, Reggie throws to Lou, cutting in the middle for a decent gain. I think that was a great pickup by Hollywood getting Lou. He's definitely an offensive weapon. Second down, Reggie throws to Flacco in the gap, getting him to the 15-yard line. Fourth down, Reggie throws to Ralph in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Light gets the extra point, 7-0. If you look here, Reggie throws right over Pig's head. Now, I love Pig's effort. I always say he's not the best defender as he used to be. I think he's a better offensive player than a defensive player. I think he's a really good offensive player. Defensively, he just can't react the way he used to when he won Defensive Player of the Year. And Ralph is a guy that they got to get the ball to. He's one of their best players. Definitely Reggie find him here.
And all of these guys are going to be useful moving forward if Reggie is able to use them properly. Ralph and Lou are 2 huge pickups that he can use, downfield. They're guys that are good receivers that have size. So that's something that gives them an advantage. Ever since when they went to the championship, they kind of lost Moses, who was that type of receiver,
right?
And they get 2 now that can probably play a similar way.
First down, Ramsey on 4 rush is sacked by Light. Great play by Light to get the pressure on Ramsey. Then Ramsey's going to throw short to Frankie, who runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. But UTF is flagged for cursing. That is a huge flag.
And that is not something that you need when you're trying to drive and respond from the first score of the opposing team. So UCF, hopefully they don't make this hurt their drive, and they're able to recover from it here.
Ramsey on 4 rush, throws on the sideline for a nice gain. Third down, Ramsey gets blitzed by Lou, who gets through Frankie, and Ramsey is sacked. Lou is flagged for holding. Replay it down. What do you think of the call?
And the sad part is, if you look at the beginning of the play as Lou blitzes in, he does power himself through Frankie, which is shocking enough.
Correct.
As it is. He's able to get through. I guess he caught Frankie off guard, and he's able to get inside. The problem is, when he goes for the sack, he grabs him with one hand and then goes to tag him. So that negates the whole play. Everything that you did is negated by you grabbing him, and that gives them the down over.
Next play, Ramsey finds G in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Pito gets an extra point, 7-7, and now Ramsey has scored on 11 possessions in a row. great little streak going.
And that was gift wrapped by Lou on that last
Yep.
play because they took advantage of that penalty. What could have been a sack ends up being a touchdown. Even if you don't get the sack, you would rather put pressure on him and force Ramsey to make a bad throw than to try to force a sack. And when he did that, that gave him a free play, that gave him a free possession, and because of that, they're able to score.
Second down, Reggie throws deep to Peter, who has a step on Los. Short, picked off by Mimi, giving him back the ball. Lou was open short, but Reggie tries to force it downfield.
But my thing is, you know me already. I say if
You like when they do that.
My thing is, if you see something, if your receiver has the step, you got to make the throw. And clearly this pass was short, and that was well enough for Mimi to pick it off. That's not a good decision. If you're not sure of that throw, you don't take that chance. Unfortunately, Reggie does, and it's picked off.
Ramsey with blocking from G, throws deep to Mula in the gap, knocked away by Ralph. Third down, Ramsey with blocking from Frankie, throws a Mula in the gap. That's going to be dropped, picked off by Edwin. And I don't know what's up with these guys with these drops. Everybody seems to have the case of the drop seeds. This one causes them a turnover.
And it must be a disease that's been going around this whole season because it's not affecting just one team. Everybody got it. I've seen Don't Sleep deal with it. I've seen Never Scared deal with it. Now I'm seeing UTF, who had 11 touchdowns in a row. It's bothering them now, and that's unfortunate because now that puts Dem Gettas' offense right back on the field.
Their first time being stopped in 11 possessions. Second down, Reggie throws in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Reggie's blitzed and sacked by Machine. This is why they went out and got this man. The guy is very good at rushing the passer. He's definitely a playmaker, and he gets a guy who's not really mobile. So if you put the pressure straight on, you can get sacks, and this is exactly what he got there. Big sack by him there.
And that, like you said, it's much needed. And Machine is one guy that knows how to get through blocks to get the sack. And he right here, the most impressive thing about it is he catches him by surprise. This is his second time playing in the league. He played with the Rebels before.
Right.
But so he knows the blitz and he knows exactly when to come in. He does it right here before they're able to prepare. He gets a sack right away.
Fourth down at the 20-yard line. Reggie throws to Lou in the back of the end zone. Lou makes a catch over Mimi for the touchdown. 13-7 Gettas. And the thing about this, people forget. Lou may have some weird quotes and some weird analysis, the way he breaks things down. But this guy's a former MVP. This guy's a playmaker. He makes plays, and Mimi is a very good defender. But Lou makes him pay for trying to guard him, and that's 6 points.
And the thing about it is, and not to count that, you see Machine trying to give help, trying to go jump and knock the ball down, but it doesn't matter. Lou is there to make the catch. The thing about it is, if Lou can find a quarterback that can utilize him the right way,
the way
I
Ramsey
think that he
used
can
to
be much more dangerous than he's even showing now. But the fact that Reggie's able to connect with them is huge for this team right now.
Ramsey throws a beat though in the middle for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Ramsey on 4 rush throws it great in the gap for a decent gain. Fourth down, Ramsey finds G in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. G gets the extra point, taking us into the half. 14-13 UTF.
And that was probably the worst thing that could happen to Dem Gettas in this game right here, because UTF gets the ball in the half.
Yep.
So you let them score on the last drive of the half and then get the ball right back. So they have the full momentum in this game.
I agree.
After you had a big score. So your defense has to step up. Regardless of what Reggie's doing, your defense has to show up and make the stops. They don't do that. They have to change their strategy in the second half. They have some talented guys that I haven't heard from so far. Lou trying his best to make some plays, not enough. You have Peter, who's a playmaker, not enough. I haven't seen Chris play. He's another playmaker on their team, haven't seen him. And then you also have Prodigy, who they picked up this season, haven't heard from him yet. So all of these guys have to find a way to step up. Otherwise, they're going to find ways for UTF to take away the game from them.
Bottom line, if I'm UTF, listen. Yeah, the streak is broken, but who cares about the streak? We knew we wasn't going to be able to sustain it. It was impossible to do. Bottom line, we had the ball 3 times and scored twice. We threw 1 interception, and I was basically off a drop. So at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with this offense. We got to find a way to slow down the Getters' offense, though. Our defense have to step up. That has been a little lack that we don't have. Our defense is stepping up, needs to step up. We got guys like Mimi. We got guys like Machine. We need these guys to make plays. We got Los. We got guys on the defensive side, Cecil, that can make plays. We need them to earn their dollars, to earn that and make some plays because Reggie has just came back and he has 2 touchdowns on 3 possessions. We can't allow that to happen. We got to turn this around. We're going to jump right into the second half. Ramsey on 4 rush. Throws a Ray on the sideline, runs to the 20 for the first down. Ray's a very good play. Let's call it what it is. And he's even better when he's not coaching. In Brooklyn, he has to run the team. Here, he could just play his game, and he's definitely showing he's a weapon on the offense. Ramsey throws a Ray again in the gap, getting to the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal, Ramsey finds G in the front of the end zone, but a touchdown. If you look here, Lou and Edwin slide over, leaving them wide open. 20-13, UTF.
And remember what I said in the first half. They were able to end the drive with them scoring. They get the ball back in the second half, and they score right away. And this play right here, this play could have been stopped, but this is lack of communication between Lou and Edwin. They both slide away from the sideline, and because of that, that leaves this receiver here wide open for the score. They got to communicate more if they want to stop.
And guys got to remember, G's not just a blocker. The dude can catch the football.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that's a top tight end. But he's a blocker that can roll out, and you can still find him in space. He can score. So definitely that's a great play by him. Another weapon to give to Ramsey, who has already a lot of weapons like a kid in a candy store. After getting the first down, Reggie throws to Edwin in the middle for a nice game. 3rd down at the 10-yard line, Reggie's blitzed by Machine, who gets through Black and gets the sack. Machine's 2nd sack of the day. First of all, Reggie moves like a statue. He moves like he moves backwards. The guy cannot scramble. It's not his game. Got to keep a blocker. So you know he has to keep a blocker every down. Machine, the first time we seen him beat him with some speed.
Yeah.
This time he beats him with straight power. That's what they paid for, if they paid. End of the day, this is what we needed him to do, and he's doing it.
And he's showing that he has experience doing it as if he's done it all his life. The fact that he's able to battle through blocks, spin, all the moves that you have to get past the block, that's what he's doing, and that's why he's getting the same. That's why he got the 2nd sack of the day.
4th and goal, Reggie with the throw to the front of the end zone is going to be high, drop, turnover on downs. UTF is able to make a stop. That is a great play by them.
And the pressure being put on Reggie is enough to throw him out of the game and make him throw some inaccurate passes. So as long as you put pressure on him, that is enough for him to, for your defense to step up and make a stop. So if they able to keep going, they can slow down this Dem Gettas offense.
After getting the first down, Ramsey throws a Ray in the gap for a decent gain. Lewis flagged for holding again. What do you think of the call?
This is clear holding. If you look at it, he goes to stop the guy from running. He grabs him to slow him down, trying to make the tag. So the first one, he tried to fight that. This one, he cannot debate it. That's a clear flag.
Lewis not a great defender. I'm sorry. He won MVP. He's a lot heavier than he was then. He's not a great defender. So anytime he goes on defense, he is a liability. You got to attack him, which is why he's getting called for holding.
I don't think he's going to like anything you just said there.
Do I got a part of my face that looks like it cares? I'm just talking about the play. He got called for holding twice.
Yeah.
You hold people you can't beat. He got called for holding for coming in and trying to get a sack, and he got called for holding now, covering this time, and he got called for holding. He's not a great defender. Good offensive player, definitely that, but defensively, no bueno. 3rd down, Ramsey is blitzed by Lou, blocked by Frankie, but Ramsey still sacked by Track. UTF has to punt. Oh, I didn't know Track's on here. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, he is here because he's making plays now. We need this guy to be consistent. He's a former All-Star. He needs to be more involved in this game. He got a sack earlier, and now we got a sack again. This is what they need. They need his speed coming on the edge. He's not just a corner. He's a guy that can go after the quarterback, and that is a great play causing him to have to punt.
And they need that pressure because after they got stopped, UTF had the opportunity to run away with this game. So that stop right back puts the offense back. Hopefully, Reggie can capitalize off the defense.
The score right now is 20-13. Dem Gettas get the ball back. Reggie with 4 passes for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then 2nd down, Reggie throws deep to in the gap, overthrown, incomplete. 3rd down, Reggie's going to throw to Peter in the middle, who dodges the tag and runs a nice game, getting him to the 10-yard line. Peter's showing he could be a backup. Peter's showing he can make plays on the field. He needs to be more involved in the offense because he's a playmaker.
And that's exactly what happens here. He steps up and gets open on the gap, and Reggie's able to find him. They need to be more consistent on that because they need to score. They're down on one possession. They can't afford to miss opportunities. Hopefully they can capitalize on this, but they're moving the ball right here.
4th and goal. Reggie finds Light in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Light runs to the back and cuts to the front, getting open. 20-19, they're chasing one.
And Light showing that he is also going to be an added factor to this team.
I agree.
If you look at this route here, he runs in the gap. He runs all the way to the back of the end zone, pulling the defense to the back. And then right as he does that, he cuts back out before they have an opportunity to react. That's clear experience, and Light has been playing for long enough for him to know how to manipulate defense. He starts out as a defender anyway,
Correct.
so he knows how to do the same thing that he's able to do on defense, and he's able to capitalize for the touchdown.
They're going to go for the 2. Reggie is going to throw to Peter in the front of the end zone. Peter never crosses the plane, but still drops the ball anyway. Incomplete. End of the game. UTF comes away with the win, 20-19.
This right here was a complete missed opportunity by Dem Gettas. This was a must-win game by Dem Gettas, and they come up short by 1 point. They could have called a better play than that, honestly. And I'm not even going to criticize all of the mistakes that Reggie made and all of this and that. I'm going to put it towards this one play right here. They could have strategized a better play than this. It seems like Reggie tried to catch them off guard with this quick pass here. They didn't plan this out right because the defense was ready for it. First of all, they cut his lane to get into the end zone. He was not able to get into the end zone. And then they add the contact so that he drops the ball. So this is a well-defended play. They saw it coming a mile away. Reggie should have planned a lot better. They should have ran the play that they ran to get the score in the first place, because that worked to a charm. I would run that play again. But they tried this one to try to catch them off guard, and they end up coming up short. And this is stuff that you cannot afford to make mistakes on, because these are game winners right here. You know, yes, Reggie threw an interception he didn't need to downfield early in the game. Yes, they gave up points that they didn't need to on first down. On defense. But when you can't make plays like this, these are some plays that can win championships. And Reggie should have the experience to be able to close out games like this. And they were not able to do it. Is it the end of the world? I'm going to say no, but it's starting to get worrisome. They're 0-3 right now. This is a game where they have most of their players, and they still weren't able to come away with a win. Not to say that this was in a tough game. It was, but they had the opportunity in their hands, and I think that they let it slip away.
Let me look at this real quick. Big loss. Definitely a big loss. They missed their leader. I think Peter's a good player. I think Peter's an upcoming player. But you can't need 2 points and don't look for Ralph. Don't look for Lou. Those are the guys that have size and they are built for this moment. Then you can't do that and look for the guy who just scored you the touchdown and put you back in the game in Light. I think this was a bad offensive call. I think Trackstar got to learn, and when his brother's not here, he has to step up and be the leader of this team. This guy's acting like he don't know what that is. I know he knows how to lead the troops. He was supposed to slow them down and come up with a play that was money. Make Reggie come up with a play that was money, because you don't think this was a good play call.
No.
I agree with you. This is a game that they could have won. They didn't. Bottom line, this team is scary come playoffs. You know, they have a lot of weapons on this team, and Reggie just came back and threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
This team is very dangerous come playoffs.
I just think that they should have won this game. That's all I'm
UTF,
saying.
Ramsey was 10 of 10.
Mm-hmm.
He had the ball 5 times today. He scored 3. So he may not have that streak going, but he scored, got his first stop in 2 games, and then scored 2 more times. Now, it's frustrating that he got stopped the drive after. But right now, he's running for the MVP.
Yeah.
So he has to keep the momentum going. I think they have to be a little worried about their defense, who gave up 3 touchdowns to a quarterback who's not mobile and just got back. There has to be some thought of concern. going on down the field. They have to find a way to stop people. But offensively, I'm not really worried because Ramsey looked like he's keyed in this game. He did throw an interception, but it was off of a drop. It's not his fault.
And one thing I want to see more of from this UTF team, because we spoke about all of the things that they have, in two of the best blockers in the league.
Correct.
We know that they have that. We have Ramsey, who's been playing some of his best football he's played in a long time.
Correct.
You have a lot of receivers that are weapons in the gaps.
Correct.
You have that. The one thing that they don't have, that they didn't really have as much of, that they have now, is people that can pressure the quarterback.
Yes, I agree.
And now that they add Machine to the mix, they can step up their defense so much if they use that strategy the way that they use it this game. Because Machine not only doesn't always have to get the sack, but the pressure is
Correct.
enough to force turnovers. So if they can add that to their repertoire on a regular basis, I think that this team can be much more dangerous than they're even showing as it is. So this is a very scary team to play against no matter who you are. And they have a doubleheader, so let's see if they're able to keep the momentum going in the next game.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. UCF comes away with the win over Dem Gettas 2019. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3,
Touchdown.
Hey! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Next game up, you're going to have PME versus UTF. This is the big one that people want to see. It's the big game. UCF is playing a top team. Now, a lot of people say Dem Gettas is a top team, but their record doesn't indicate that. PME is one of the best teams in the East Division. So now UCF, who's a top team in the West Division, has to play them because this is a potential championship preview.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to Ramsey versus Rel. Definitely a nice game to see. It's a good idea for them to both get to see what it's like to play a top team. I think you would have to say that PME will come in a little more favored only because they have a top-notch defense. And we know eventually Ramsey's going to make mistakes. He threw an interception, but that one's dropped. They say that the worst thing about a habit, you start going back to it when you're at a distress situation. And PME is a team that could put the quarterback under pressure.
And that's going to be the key to this game right here, because Ramsey, when he has too much time, especially with the blockers that he has, if this PME team does not put pressure on Ramsey, they're going to get killed, because that's one thing. When Ramsey has too much time, he's much more efficient. Right now, he, I believe, has 13 touchdowns this season, and they only played, 3 games?
That's 3 games, yep.
So 13 touchdowns in 3 games. That's pretty much unheard of for a lot of quarterbacks that play in this league. So you have to find a way to slow him down. You got to pressure him the best way you can and come away with a lot of different schemes to surprise him, throw him off.
You got to bait him.
Yes, exactly. You got to find ways to, surprise him. Throw something that he hasn't seen. Catch him off guard. If you don't do that, Ramsey's going to run away with the game. And that's something I'm sure PME is aware of right now.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. Second down, Rel throws to Sherm on the sideline, who runs for a nice game, picking up a first down. Doughboy picking up Sherm from Untouchables, who dropped out. It's definitely a smart pickup for him. It gives him more speed on the edge.
Yeah.
Gives him more speed downfield. This guy, Sherm, is a great player, and he's a player. Meaning he's not going to bring egos, not going to bring headaches. He's a good player. That's a great pickup by Doughboy. Rel's going to throw to Jaquan in the gap, getting to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal. Rel throws to Jaquan in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Jaquan runs in, cuts, and goes past Mimi 6-0. PME.
And just looking at the route here, Jaquan, as he goes out, he cuts inside, and as Mimi follows him inside, Then he cuts right back outside because Mimi moves with him. Nobody's in the corner. All Rel has to do is put it there for Jaquan can get it, and that's exactly what happened for the easy score there.
UTF getting the ball. And Ray, a guy who was on fire the first game, was going to drop 2 straight passes in the gap. 4th down at the 48, Ramsey throws a Pito, cutting on the sideline for a big gain, picking up the first down. I love the fact that even though his main guy dropped the ball, Ramsey wasn't discouraged. He still knew he needed a first down and find Pito with the great play to pick up the first.
And Pito is one of those guys that's supposed to be the surefire receiver in the gaps. He's one of the guys that's going to help you drive when you have nobody else. Pito's supposed to be the safety valve. He's supposed to be the guy that should be the target that you need. In the worst case scenario, if you have to have G and Frankie blocking, Pito has to be the next guy up to get those passes that's much needed.
2nd and goal, Ramsey with blocking from G and Frankie, throws a Ralphie in the back of the end zone, picked off by Jaquan. PME gets the ball back. Jaquan was cheating the whole play. And I like Ramsey. I think he's a very talented quarterback. I still say he's the most talented quarterback in the league from the neck down. When it goes the other way, first of all, reason I say real quick, UTF has the best line in the league. Look at what Frankie and G does. Right now, they're both blocking the giver. Once the count gets to going to 4 rush, 3, Frankie slides and goes and picks up the giver.
Yes.
That is a great play by our offensive line. He has time. If you look at if he waits, I think this is Cecil cutting on the outside on the right of the end zone. He has him, but he's not looking. He's looking towards the left. The problem is look at Jaquan. Jaquan already knows that the defender going towards the right is with that receiver. So which way you think Jaquan is looking?
The opposite way.
Waiting for somebody to come back. That is called baiting. And Ramsey, just like a mouse trying to get cheese, gets caught in the trap. And Jaquan takes a pick on him.
And you should learn, Ramsey has too much experience to know when he's getting baited. If you see a receiver that's not guarding anybody, chances are there's somebody open. If you see a defender not guarding anybody, chances are there's a receiver open. But depending on where the position is, the defender's waiting for the receiver to go to him. So you have to find a way to, first of all, the receiver has to know when the defender's baiting them.
It's Ralphie going in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
It's Ralphie going in the back of the end zone. What is he, 5'3"?
Yeah. So I'm trying to make sense of the play, but that right there, knowing that you're looking for probably one of the shortest receivers on the field, and Jaquan is there baiting you to throw to him, that's not a good way to get caught there.
2nd down.
Yeah.
They turn over the ball. Ramsey being Ramsey. We knew he was going to come back to earth. Terrible play by him. After 2 short plays, 3rd down, Rel throws to Jaquan on the sideline. Knocked away by Charles. PME has to punt. I like Charles this season. That is a great pickup. He's definitely going to help this defense. That's a great knockdown by him there.
And that's a much needed defensive play right there. He's able to step up and make a defensive play, to help recover from the mistake that Ramsey made on offense. Their defense steps up and make a good defensive play here.
After getting the first down, Ramsey with blocker from Frankie throws a Cecil on the sideline. That's going to be dropped. 4th down, Ramsey throws a G in the middle. Drop, picked off. We didn't get the guy's name, unfortunately, but he pitches it to Carmine, who runs it all the way to the 20-yard line. It's pushed out of bounds, taking us into the half, 6-0. Now, G got to catch his ball. It was high. I think it was kind of necessary. I think it would have been short of the end zone anyway if he even catches the ball. But it's picked off. That is a bad play by this offense in general. This wasn't an end zone play. Ramsey's throwing his 2nd pick of the day.
And that one I'm not going to necessarily blame on Ramsey for the throw, but I don't like the play call in the first place because you have an opportunity to try to make the score, and I believe that this leads into halftime.
Correct.
So you're trying to score. The last game, you tried to score before halftime.
You
have another opportunity to do the same thing, and this play, I don't know what they were trying to run on this play, and because of that, G ends up dropping the interception, and it goes the other way. Luckily, they don't score, but this was a waste of opportunity that they had. Even throwing it up, I would rather chuck it up and see if we can get it rather than make a play like that.
If I'm PME at the end of the day, we up 6-0. This quarterback is going to give us the chance to get the ball back. He's been playing lights out all season. But now his first 2 possessions, 2 interceptions. So he seems like he's coming back to earth, and we want to capitalize more on his mistakes. We know we can bait him. We know we can trick him. We already did it. We're trying to keep it going. We're going to lean on our defense more to try to win this game.
And if you're UTF, first of all, you got to speak to Ramsey. Somebody got to get in Ramsey's head that they are trying to trick him into forcing plays downfield. They're baiting him because they know that Ramsey can't help but throw downfield. He is the gunslinger for a reason. He can't help it.
Right.
So when you bait him on plays like this, he's going to take it. So you got to make him aware that guys like Jaquan are going to bait him all day. He's waiting for you to throw that pass. Chop it up. Get guys in the gaps, drive down the field, and get to the end zone like that. Don't force plays like this because it's going to backfire. It already has one time in the first half. They don't need another one like that.
First down, Ramsey throws to Ray on the sideline, drop, picked off by Carmine, giving PME the ball back. Now, the tag is questionable. It's hard to see it. You know, it looks like he got him. You know, and a lot of people said it didn't look like it was a tag. Carmine made a spin. At the end of the day, it's close enough to call it a tag.
Yeah.
That's first things first. Second things first, Carmine has been playing the best on this thing. He's definitely an all-star this year. He's been playing lockdown corner at the sideline, and he knows how to rotate his position from the sideline. But this is another drop by Ray. We seen him drop 2 straight passes earlier. Now we see him drop a pass that caused an interception. He needs to go to the sideline. He needs to have a seat. He needs to figure out what's going on, because you can't 1 minute turn it on and be a top guy and the next minute drop one that causes an interception. This is huge, but bottom line, that is Ramsey's 3rd interception of the day.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that these interceptions add up. Right now, Ramsey threw 3 interceptions on a day alone from drop passes. 1 by Moolah, 1 by G, now 1 by Ray. All picked off. So it's not only Ramsey. Yes, Ramsey did make a dumb throw earlier. I would say that. But these plays right here don't help. They don't help. So you can't only blame Ramsey. Everybody got to look at the receivers that's going out for these passes, and they got to fix these mistakes, because regardless of what, they can't afford to give up these plays here.
Rel on 4 rush. Throws to Martin in the middle for a decent game. 3rd down. Rel throws to Jaquan in the gap for a decent game, but Baby is called for holding. Replay the down. What you think of the call?
I think that this play was this was holding, because you see him. You said that you don't want to call him that. We're gonna call him Will from now on.
Yeah, call him
make
Will.
you
I'm
feel
not
better.
calling another man.
But listen, he extends his arm to impede the guy's movement, and as he does that, he's pretty much hooking him as he comes around. He lets go afterwards, but it's still a hold. The ref sees it, and that's clearly a hold. By the time they see it, it doesn't matter, and the flag's thrown.
Blocking is this. This is blocking. This is not line. It's not NFL. It's not tackle. You got to keep your arms extended, and that shows if your feet work, if it shows your arms work. Anytime you lock up and you get engaged in a close range, you're going to get called for hold 9 out of 10 times, because you're going to have to hold him. You're going to have to grab him. You have to use that. Look, he's a weightlifter. He got to use that power of the weight when you're pressing the weight to keep your. By doing this, it's no difference in doing this. And you got to move your feet. Okay. The problem is, I think he struggles with his feet movement, which is how he gets.
It looked like he got caught off guard there.
But definitely it's a hold. 4th down after incomplete pass. Rel on 4 rush, scrambles, throws it up, tip, almost caught by Nomar, but it's incomplete. UTF comes away with the stop and gets the ball.
And that was because they weren't able to get close enough to have a clear shot at the end zone. So Rel just tried to chuck it up to see what happens. Nomar wasn't aware that the ball was going to be tipped to him. Unfortunately, he's not able to come down with it. That could have been a big play, but that leads to a turnover there.
Like I said, it's 6-0 right now, PME. After getting the first down, Ramsey throws a G on the sideline for a decent game. Then Ramsey on 2nd down runs on the sideline for a decent game, but it's flagged. Nobody hits the giver. PME is flagged for cursing, so both penalties are going to end up offsetting. 3rd down, Ramsey throws in Mimi in the back of the end zone, caught out of bounds, incomplete. Mimi opens right offline, and Ramsey took a while. I don't know why these guys aren't on the same page, but they're definitely not.
And Mimi has been looking frustrating all game, because he hasn't been getting the ball thrown to him regularly. A couple of plays he was missing in the games. But because Ramsey was able to find other ways to get into the end zone, I don't think he noticed that there was a lot of plays that he missed Mimi. But if you look at this play here, you see him lined up with Mestre. These guys are talking smack back and forth. So they actually agreed to line up. And both teams give them the lane to line up one-on-one. If you look on this play, Mimi beats him off the line.
Correct.
Throw the football. Ramsey does not do that. He throws it afterwards when Mimi's already out of bounds. That is a wasted play that ends up going out of bounds.
But it doesn't hurt them because 4th and goal, Ramsey scrambles with blocker from G and Frankie, finds Sticky in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 6-6, they tie the game off. G and Frankie are the best combined blockers in the game. Teams are going to have to strategize and find a way to put pressure on them because you got to send the house. You got to send the village. You got to send the truth because if you send one-on-one guys, he's not getting through. And the extra time is what helps Ramsey find Sticky. Sticky is a former all-star a long time ago, but he was. And the guy can score points. Ramsey's going to throw it to whoever's open, and he finds Sticky here.
And I'm going to say this. Comparing both of these blockers, G and Frankie, I would say G is the best at, staying locked up with the person rushing in. But Frankie is he has better strategy. He knows exactly where to go. He's more
mobile.
Yes, he's more mobile. And again, he knows exactly how to block.
I think G is a better pass blocker.
Yes.
And Frankie is a better run blocker because Frankie can move with these guys.
Yeah.
G is good at staying stationary and blocking. You add them together, you're going to score a lot of points. 6-6 tie. 2nd down, Rel goes from Lucas in the gap. He runs across the field for a big gain, getting him to the 6-yard line. Lucas making a great play and Rel moving the ball as nobody sees him in the gap. 1st and goal, Rel pitches it to Tone, who runs on the sideline into the end zone for the touchdown. Sherm gets a 2-point conversion. 14-6, they score right back.
And a couple huge plays for a big gain is what got them into the end zone. They were able to recover and score right back. That's because the gaps are left wide open by this UTF defense. And because of that, that's why they were able to get downfield so easily. Because 2 things, they weren't under pressure on that drive, 1. And 2, the gaps are left wide open. That led them to the easy score to respond right back in the game.
And we just got the confirmation just while we on the show. And Malcolm was the guy who got the pick early in the game for PME. Want to give him a shout. Definitely great play by him there. We didn't get his name until just now, but he's the one that picked off Ramsey on 4th down and made the pitch to Carmine. Okay. That was Malcolm. We're going to go to the last play, the last drive, as UCF gets the ball.
Yeah.
Ramsey on 4 rush, throws deep to Ralphie in the middle, picked off by Jaquan. Ending the game, Ramsey throws the interception to end the game. Had guys open on the sideline. He misses them, ending the game 14-6. PME comes over.
And that's unfortunate because you have an opportunity to get to a receiver that's open here, and you force a play to who?
Ralphie.
Why? This is the second pass that he forced to Ralphie that was picked off by who?
Jaquan.
What do you do? I'm not even going to say that because this is Ramsey's heart and soul right here. This is something that he does. He took a shot here and he got baited yet again by the same player that picked him off in the first half. He does the same play again, throwing it to your guy who's 5'1", I believe. I may be exaggerating, but the same play he got baited on the first half is the same play he got baited on this game. I believe that was 1st or 2nd down. I would say 2nd down. I believe that was 2nd down. So he had time to drive down the field, but he took a shot. I don't know why, but because he took a shot when he had the time to make it, to try to drive into the end zone, that's to end the game right away, giving away their chances, and PME gets the win.
First of all, let me jump in real quick and let me tell you about UTF. Ramsey threw 4 interceptions this game. Now, you said 2 of them wasn't his fault. I give you that. 2 was. And the 2 that he threw was the most important times of the game. The one he threw where he got baited by Jaquan was on 2nd down, 2nd and goal. Kills your drive. The one he got baited by Jaquan again was at the end of the game. But if you look here, he has Charles wide open for the 1st down. Do me a favor, and hopefully you can clean it up because it may be profoundly we don't encourage. Listen to Frankie's reaction after the interception.
This is why.
Doesn't that man look frustrated? Don't you hear what he's saying? Because this is Ramsey. And I told you, the craziest thing about habit is you divert back to it when you're under a pressure situation. People who quit smoking get under pressure in their lives, what they do? They pick the habit back up.
Mm-hmm.
Ramsey had an opportunity to play against a top team after dodging a bullet on Gettas' last game. And he couldn't come away with it.
Yeah.
The team didn't help him offensively, but those 2 interceptions was your fault. You was up there to win MVP. You was running away with it. And now you open the door for somebody else to jump in and take it from you.
And but my thing is, at the end of the day, I don't even think that that's the main case. The main case is that everybody's watching you. Everybody's seeing the habits that you have. They see the way that they can manipulate you. So now everybody's going to use this strategy. You got to be aware that these are things that they are looking for. Defenders are going to look to bait you. He can't fall into that trap because that's going to make his game much worse, and it's going to cost him come playoff time. So at the end of the day, MVP aside, obviously you want to win it, whatever, but you also want to win a championship. That's more important. And if you're able to get caught on plays like this by different defenders, I can't see you moving further than moving that far if you're going to go ahead and give them the opportunity to trick you like this.
Ramsey was 10 of 10 coming into this. 10 of 10, 5 of 5 each game. This game, first game, he went 3 of 5, 3 touchdowns on 5 possessions.
Not a bad game.
Not bad at all. But he did throw an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And this game, he threw 4 interceptions on 5 possessions. He went 1 of 5. So he'll end the day right now 4 of 10. It's 40% after going 100. That's a big drop off.
Yeah.
And that 40%, you have 5 interceptions. I don't care if you guys drop it. I don't care how, at the end of the day, that is a concern. That is a lot of interceptions. That is a lot. You didn't throw none all season. And in your last back-to-back games, you threw 5.
Yeah.
That is a concern. You had none. None. And now you got 5 for the season.
2 is earned, though. 2 is earned.
And this is my beef with them.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe in this guy when you never know when he's going to go back to being the old Ramsey.
Yeah.
Defensively, their defense played pretty decent. I think they need to fix up a few things. They don't have a great defense. They're 6th in defense. They're tied with Dem Gettas, and we've never argued with Dem Gettas having a top defense.
Yeah.
They got to fix the defense. Offensively, they're 1st in scoring. But you just threw 4 interceptions to the number 2 defense in the league.
Yeah.
Only the Monarchs got a better defense than PME.
Mm-hmm.
The number 2 defense, you had an opportunity to show what you got. You throw 4 interceptions. That is not a good sign.
Yeah.
They showed why they're a top defense. Now, offensively, PME is 4th. So they can score only 99 grind time, and UTF score more points than them. And they have 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you got to figure out what you're going to do if you're ready to put all your chips on them. Now, PME, they're the best team in the league. Got to call it what it is. They're the best team in the league, and they're led by their defense. I think Carmine is definitely up there for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been playing lockdown corner at that position. Jaquan is another year he's going to make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
He baited the best quarterback twice today.
I believe this game right here was probably the best game he's ever had in the league so far.
This team is dangerous. And again, they have 2 quarterbacks. We've seen Rel get ejected and Chris step in and win the game. Now, I don't think Rel has really showed us that he's a top quarterback. I'm looking at the list. I don't think he's better than Ramsey. I don't think he's better than Lou. It's hard. I mean, those are top teams.
What's funny is you said that you don't even believe he's better than Chris. You said that before.
I haven't seen anything yet to say he's better than Chris. He definitely has the capability to be better than Chris, but I think there's several quarterbacks that I think that's better than him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta make sure that he's able to show what he can do, that he can shoot out with a team. He wasn't forced to shoot out this game because Ramsey threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
2 of them was his fault. But this still remains to be seen if this team can show that they're able to win games, because you're still in a tough division.
Yeah.
We just said we think Dem Gettas are going to turn it around. Never Scared can show you something. Those are 2 teams already in their division. Now, don't sleep. They can turn it around. KC can be a guy that can win games. And you still got grind time in that same division. So you still got tough teams in that division that you don't want to sleep on. And right now, even though they beat UTF, I don't know if they really proved to us that they got enough offensive firepower to win games. We're going to go to a quick interview with them, and then we're going to wrap up the game. We'll be right back.
What's going on? Stephen J here with some guys from PME. I'm here with the quarterback, Rel, Shaquan, and the owner, Doughboy. There was a lot of talk that Ramsey is the best quarterback in this league. As a quarterback, did you take that kind of personal?
I didn't even hear about it, to be honest. I don't really pay much attention to it. They told me. I was like, all right, cool, let's play. Simple.
What did you think it was important for your offense to come out and do today?
In the beginning, I messed up. Taking the deep shots, they were dropping back. I should have just kept chopping them up. So our defense really won the game for us. They killed it. So best defense in the league, in my opinion. So
How it feels to know you have a defense like this?
easy, make your job a lot easier. You just got to go out and get it done.
Jalen, it seems like when the offense isn't able to put up points or they struggle here and there during drives, your team is able just to capitalize and not worry about it as much. Is it because y'all played for a while, you knew eventually Rel was going to turn it around?
Yeah, I mean, I know like our offense get hyped up our defense. When we make mad plays and we being physical, making interceptions, he get all into it and he feel like he got to score. So, I mean, once defense clicking, I already know offense going to get, capitalize off that.
This is a top team that you played from the other conference that came in undefeated in this game when just beating Dem Gettas. What did you see watching them that first game that you knew you had to take away from them this game?
Well, like I said, I heard they got a good quarterback. He like taking shots. I feel like when you take deep shots, force him to make some throws across the field. When we play good man defense, good zone defense, so I mean, he got to score regardless of that.
So you heard they got a quarterback. You have no idea who he is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen quarterbacks play. I don't know, I know he was a good call. Yeah, he gave me the report, so I figured, once we take away the shots, he had a good arm, I heard, so I figured once we take away the shots, force him to throw middle and congestion, we'd be all right.
Though you was looking forward to this game, you kind of circled on the calendar. You wanted to play a top team on the other side. What did your team prove today?
Prove that we're the best team in the league all around.
You seemed like you was kind of slow. Is it a concern that the offense didn't pick up early to jump on the team? It seems like y'all kind of kept them hanging around.
Nah, the offense is good. Just got to make better decisions, catch the ball. That's about it.
What adjustments you think your team has to make?
None. You looking good right now, man.
He said none.
We the best team here, man. Score more points. Defense is playing.
He just added that because they said it, but he feels confident. We're going to thank these guys. Big win over you. That's a big win that they had over the team. This team's coming. Hope y'all know because they're on the map. See y'all later. What's going on here with UTF? Talking to the captain, G, and the quarterback, Ramsey. Ramsey, you started off hot in the beginning of the season, 10 for 10. This one, it seems like you trying to came back to reality, but do you think it was difficult to keep that momentum scoring on every drive? Go ahead, pick up what you were saying.
I knew with the prediction that 10 for 10, I figured we'd get stopped our first drive. But actually, we went and scored our 2 first drives, so we're actually 12 for 12. We're not going to score every time. Like Ramsey said, we can't be perfect. We're going to be great. That's what we could do. Come out here, and we did a good job.
What was important to prove playing 2 good teams today?
Competing, no matter what, win or lose. As long as we came out here and compete, we fought, offense, defense, special teams, every Sunday. That's all that matters. Win or lose. That's all I care about. My team fighting.
What is it that you feel you got to take away offensively from this week going forward in the future?
I just got to look at the film. I missed a lot of open receivers. I know I heard it. I just got to improve. I got to open my eyes more, read the defense better. I made some bad throws. I made some good throws, but I got to fix those mistakes.
All right, we're going to thank these guys for being here. They come in with a loss, close loss to PME, but this team is still dangerous as they're able to put up points and have the defense to stop people. We're going to see you in a second. Thank you.
We thank those guys for the interview. We're going to wrap up the show. Definitely next week we'll start coming into the award winners, who's up there for the awards. We're going to have, some all-stars as possibility. And at the end of the day, the season is winding down to the playoffs now.
And I think this is when we can actually fully gauge how good a team is and how damaging they can be in the league, because most guys early on in the season, all the way up until week 4, didn't really have half of their guys showing up. So now, as they make up a lot of their games, now we can see which teams are going to go on runs later in the season. Some teams must go on runs in order to get a good seed going into the playoffs. So all of this matters, but I think that now we get to see exactly what these teams can do as of right now.
We're going to wrap this up. Make sure you check my IG, JBX19. On Friday, I'm going to, at 5 o'clock, I will be talking to the possible number 1 pick in next year's draft, YMM, starting quarterback, Corey, former UFL MVP. We're going to talk. I'm going to have a nice interview with him. While I don't think he's going to be a top pick in the draft coming in. I think he's going to fall in the draft. So I'm going to talk to him about that. Make sure you check that out. So we're going to wrap the show up. I want to thank you on behalf of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. It's my partner, Ghost. We're going to see y'all guys next week on Real Tough Talk. We'll be back. See y'all next week.